everybody, welcome back to another vlog. It's day 4 in Paris, and today we're going on a day trip to the Château de Versailles. But first, we have to get there. We're going to take the RER train, so follow me and I'll show you how it's done. The Palace of Versailles is about 12 miles or 20 kilometers from Paris. You can reach it by taking the RER train, which takes approximately anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes. As you can see, we're at the Gare de Javel station on platform 2, but there are many RER stations all throughout Paris. Remember, you need to purchase either an Ile-de-France point-to-point ticket to ride the RER train for about less than €5 each way, or use your unlimited Navigo Découvert pass that covers zones 1 through 4. If you have no idea what these tickets are, where to buy them, what does a zone even mean, or have any other Paris transportation questions, then watch my How to Get Around Paris on a Budget video. I explain everything in detail, so check it out after this video. I'll put a link in the description box to my Planning a Trip to Paris video so you can check it out. Now that we're here, we're going to take a short 10-minute walk about 2 to 3 blocks to the Château de Versailles. On our walk to Versailles. We have the train station. Yeah. And Versailles is right down there.
That's quick. I thought it was an hour to get in.
Versailles. In addition to the RER train, you can also take bus 171 from Pont de Sèvres on the Seine River to the Château de Versailles stop, or take an Uber or taxi for around 35 to 40 euros. We're here. Louis XIV. And the palace right there. À toutes les glories de la France. These gates are magnifique. Going to Versailles is the perfect day trip from Paris, so if you're looking for something to do, I highly recommend it. Once you arrive on site, you will have to go through security, but once you're done, you can go and immediately see the gorgeous courtyard. The Palace of Versailles was built to serve as a grand residence for King Louis XIV, and it's a symbol of his absolute power and the centralization of the French state. The construction of the Palace of Versailles began in 1661 and was completed in 1715 at the end of Louis XIV's reign. Hey everyone, so we finally made it to the Palace of Versailles. We took the RER train from the city center of Paris out here. It's about an hour 20-minute ride in total between all 2 metros and the RER train. We bought our tickets in advance because the lines, as you all know, are ridiculous. But another thing we did was download the app, which, yes, Versailles has its own app that you can download that I have right here, where you can get free audio tours, so definitely check that out. We're about to go into the first staterooms and apartments to take a look inside. I'll also show you as much as I can inside the actual chateau. I'll also show you the gardens. We're gonna go to Marie Antoinette's Grand and Petit Trianons, the Hamlet. Y'all, we're gonna do Versailles today up, so let's get started. It is 10 in the morning. Not a whole lot of people out here. As you know, once you get in, people spread out. So let's get inside, okay? Let's go. The Palace of Versailles is famous for its opulent architecture, historical significance, and the role it played in the political history of France. It was the residence of French kings Louis XIV, XV, and XVI, as well as their courts and households. The palace has over 700 rooms and includes gardens, fountains, and smaller estates, also known as the Trianons, that we're going to explore today. So let's continue with our journey to the Château of Versailles. Here we have a picture of Louis XIV, the King of France, and right next door we have what Versailles looked like back in the day. One of the things I absolutely love about Versailles is all of the art and architecture and history and culture that's embedded within the walls. So if you love art, design, architecture, royal histories and families and drama, of course, or beautiful gardens, or just want to see something beautiful and unique, you definitely want to add a trip to the Palace of Versailles on your things to do in Paris list. This is the Hercules room, as you can probably tell. Gorgeous, gorgeous art, as well as
203.
The famous fireplace. Outside the Mars room, you go. It's pretty small. Oh yeah. This is the Apollo Room, former King's Bedchamber, which became the throne room and also used to receive distinguished guests. This throne was on this platform. Oh my gosh, we are at the Hall of Mirrors at the Château de Versailles. At the time, mirrors were a luxury, so King Louis XIV purchased 357 mirrors to line the walls of the Hall of Mirrors. This room served as a waiting hall and a place to hold special events. The Treaty of Versailles was also signed here in 1919 that ended the First World War. In modern times, the hall pays tribute to the political, economic, and artistic success of France. In addition to state apartments, private apartments, and special occasion rooms like the Coronation Room or the Hall of Mirrors, you also have historic galleries such as the 1792 room that celebrates the revolutionaries of France, and the Gallery of Battles, showcasing all of the historic battles of France. Now that we've seen as many rooms as we can inside the chateau, let's now walk outside of the chateau to explore the gardens and the Estates of Trianon, as well as the Queen's Hamlet. But first, let's take a beautiful look at the gardens and let's figure out how exactly we're going to walk the 3 miles to get to all the rest of these places. So we made it to the Gardens of Versailles after maybe about, 3 hours inside the palace. It is a lot to see, and the gardens are magnificent here. There's so many places that you can go visit. Of course, if you have the passport ticket, it includes the gardens and the fountain shows on certain days, so make sure you check the dates on the website to see if you get the fountain show included. You can buy tickets just to the chateau and then just to the gardens. They're separate tickets, or the passport has pretty much everything: the gardens, the fountain show, the castle, the estates, stables, all that jazz. But it is gorgeous. I mean, look behind me. There's a whole castle behind me. And when I walk over to this balcony, check this out. Is that not unreal? Ridiculously amazing.
Sunflower, you're mine. Sunflower.
If you saw my Versailles tips video, then you definitely know there are multiple ways of getting around Versailles. On this particular trip, we decided to take the Petit Train or the mini train, which is a tram that goes round trip from the Petit Trianon, the Grand Trianon, and the actual chateau. It's a pretty fun, fast ride, and it's perfect if you're traveling in a group like we are. Interested in driving to Versailles? Parking, there's backstreet parking here. But it is quite a walk or a bike ride. The tram also stops at restaurants. We decided to eat at La Flottille, a restaurant right in the gardens of Versailles. But there are many places to eat, from sit-down restaurants like this one to quick ice creams and snacks. Or you could bring your own food at Versailles and have a picnic. But if you're gonna bring your own food, you definitely want to go through the park entrance, not the main entrance. here we are having our food. I have the steak frites here, and Kevin's got the vegetarian pizza with Fantas. Marcy's got the salad and the duck thigh confit. Mom, you guys have the pizza royale, right?
Yeah.
Pizza royale. And Dad has the...
Fish and
You can
chips.
actually visit the Versailles Gardens for free during certain days. So just make sure if you're going to bring a picnic lunch that you check the website for that availability. Stay tuned because I'm going to do a whole dedicated video on the food we ate in Paris and at Versailles. Y'all see me indulge in these desserts. After lunch, we hopped back in the tram to go visit the Petit Trianon. The tram has plenty of legroom for my tall 6'3" husband and my dad, but there are plenty other ways to get around Versailles. Like the golf carts you just saw, you're able to rent them in 2-hour increments. You can also rent bikes or go on a bike tour and just walk it if you've got the power and the stamina to do so. Outside the chateau, be sure to keep your ticket with you because it will be checked at every security checkpoint at this Estates of Trianon. Speaking of the Trianon, it was commissioned by Louis XIV in 1670 as a family retreat to get away from the pomp and life at court and to kind of pursue his affair. Here we are at Marie Antoinette's Grand Trianon. Oh, look, there's somebody over there taking their wedding photos. And there's an impressive gardens out here. Antoinette's Petit Trianon. Yep, this is Marie Antoinette's Petit Trianon. So if you are a huge fan of French country design, this is the place for you. Can you imagine having all of this area to park your horses or cars? I mean, my goodness. This is the reheating room. As the kitchens were located beyond the chapel, the cooked food was brought into this room where the finishing touches were made before the food was laid out in dishes on plates where they set out in the dining room upstairs. Toilette. Right outside Le Petit Trianon, we have the gardens. Most first-time visitors to Versailles only go to the chateau and they don't make time to go to the Estates of Trianon or the gardens, and I think that is a big mistake. Marie Antoinette's Petit Trianon is one of my favorite properties in the entire Palace of Versailles, as well as the Queen's Hamlet, which has the most quaint, cute, Beauty and the Beast-like atmosphere. Come check it out.
Little Westworld.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful. I'll just take the shack in the woods.
Right?
Put little dummies, little.
Yeah, you know, to what they have, this is a shack.
Okay, so we enjoyed ourselves to the point where the sun is setting and the park is closing, so we have to find our way to the exit, which is no easy feat, but thankfully we have a map to help us along the way. Y'all, we made it out. Definitely get a map, because it's easy to get lost out here, no doubt about it. And it's hot, that's for sure. And here we go, an exit. Our legs and feet were so tired after walking through the gardens and the Hamlets and the Trianon and the palace that we were so thankful the mini tram took us right back to the chateau. At only €8.50 per adult, it was well worth it. And now we have to head out and get back to the RERC train to go back to Paris for our dinner. We are leaving Versailles. Hannah, what are your final thoughts?
It's pretty cool. It's a lot to see, easy to get lost. I thought I would be here only for like 3 hours, but man, we've been here, I guess, like 8 hours.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen it all. Still haven't seen everything here.
Yeah, we've been here since 10 a.m. and it is now 6:30 p.m. And yeah, we got to just touch on a few things, a few major things, and the rest of the gardens are gorgeous. But yeah, it's been a great going through the tunnel. So it's been a really great experience. So we're walking out now. There are many vendors out front, as you can see, selling goods and drinks and trinkets and crap. Anyways, so great trip to Versailles. If you haven't already, and there's so much to do, so much to see, there's so much to know before you actually get to Versailles and take a day trip out from Paris to Versailles. So if you haven't seen my what you need to know before visiting Versailles tips video, I'll definitely put that in the link in the description box down below. You don't want to miss that video, and I'll put it in the card above as well. But it'll give you some really helpful tips to help plan well for your trip to Versailles. And now we head back to Paris to hopefully make a reservation at a bistro. We probably won't make it, but you know, it is what it is, so on y va. Au revoir. The same way we arrived is the same way that we're returning. To get back to Paris from Versailles, go to the RERC train station a few blocks away. Scan your pass and get back on the train. Wow, what a day we had, and we were rushing at this point to get to our reservation so we didn't lose it. Thankfully, I was able to call on the train and we didn't lose a thing. Only for the RER. Tap in and out for the RER. You only have to tap in for the metro. So straight from the train, we jumped on the metro and we went to dinner for our last meal in Paris at Chez Georges. Stay tuned and subscribe, because in my next video, I'm going to break down all the food we ate in Paris, as well as share helpful dining tips for your first visit to Paris. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!